What is the rental value of Lekki Avana Bungalows and Resorts? This and many more you will find out in this video. The more reason why you should watch to the end. I am aware there are many investors who are considering investing in Lekki Avana Bungalows, not because they want to live in the apartment, but because they are considering putting it out for rental purposes. And then they are asking, how much can I make from this 3-bedroom Lekki Avana Bungalows and Resorts? This is why I have put this video together to provide some key information and insights that can guide your decision, because when you know right, you invest right. It's on that note I welcome you back to my channel. My name is Peter Side from Afri Shelters Limited. If you have seen my channel for the first time, you're welcome. If you are returning as a subscriber, I'm super excited to have you. Please wait to like this video, comment, share very widely, subscribe now, and turn on the notification bell for free so you can always get interesting updates on this platform. First, let's start with the location. Like you probably already know, that Lekki Avana is located in Eleko, Ibeju, Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. Eleko is one of the thriving communities within the Ibeju Lekki area of Lagos. It is the entrance to Lekki Free Zone, and of course the popular landmarks there include the Eleko Beach, the Dangote Refinery, the Lekki Deep Seaport, the Pan Atlantic University, the Eleganza Industrial City, and lots more. In another video, I will be telling you more about the neighborhood of Lekki Avana Bungalows. The more reason why you should subscribe if you are yet to do so. But for now, the focus is what is the rental value for Lekki Avana Bungalows. As of 2020, one could easily get a 2-bedroom apartment within Eleko for say 250 or even 300,000 naira. But as of last year, being 2024, the average cost of 2-bedroom apartment was going between 700 800. And as I speak to you today in 2025, the average cost of 2-bedroom in that same Eleko has moved to 1.2 million to 1.5 million. The reason is not far-fetched. You see, like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, you need to watch when I did a road tour to Lekki Avana. If you missed out on watching that video, the link is on this very video. One of the things I mentioned in that video is that one of the trending stories in Lagos today is the constant rise in cost of accommodation, otherwise known as house rent. You already know that one of the common things in Lagos, just like other metropolitan cities in Nigeria, is the constant rise in the cost of house rent. In fact, that of Lagos is usually more frequent due to a lot of social and economic factors. And so you find out that from 250 300, a 2-bedroom apartment in Eleko now costs about 1.2 million, 1.5 million. In fact, as I speak, there's an apartment that is up for rent on that road. You can see it on my screen. It's a 2-bedroom apartment, newly built, and is going for 1.5 million naira. The 2-bedroom I'm talking about is right on the street of the Lekki Avana Bungalows, very close to the restaurant and gas station you have on that same road. Of course, it's an environment where people are already living. And now, don't forget what I mentioned in my other video, that properties inside an estate cost more than properties in an open neighborhood, which means that it also largely depends on the location of the property. And so, this being said, an average 3-bedroom apartment like the 3-bedroom Lekki Avana Bungalows today in Eleko will go for 2 to 2.5 million per annum. That is basic rent. And of course, don't forget that Lekki Avana Bungalows is an estate, which means it's likely to cost more, because as I speak to you, even within that Eleko, there is an apartment that costs as much as 7 million naira per annum, and is being used for a corporate rent. Of course, it's fully furnished, and so it also means that it can cost more. And so now someone is asking, how many years will I now have to wait for me to regain the money I'm spending to purchase Lekki Avana Bungalows and Resorts? You need to know this. In Lagos, cost of rent is not stagnant. In fact, in Lagos, it increases almost every year, which means that yes, today, this 3-bedroom may cost between 2 to 2.5 million or more. But in the next 1, 2, 3 years, it may cost as much as 4 million, 5 million. Why? Because as more and more people come into Eleko, it puts pressure on demand on available houses. And once that happens, of course, you know that the forces of demand and supply will play out, and which means the cost of rent will go up. And that's what usually play out in Lagos. In Lagos, you already know that there is an average 3,000 persons that come into Lagos on daily basis. So this puts a lot of pressure on the infrastructure in the city. And so you buying into Lekki Avana Bungalows, you need to understand that the cost of rent can go higher. And of course, don't forget that while you are collecting your rent, the value of the property is also appreciating. And again, another pro tip I will share here is that depending on the number of units you buy, you may even decide to do a corporate rent. And you know what happened with corporate rent? Those guys pay more, and many times they pay upfront. It could be 5 years, it could be 6 years. And that's why you see that many of the properties in Emene Estate Phase 1, other estates within Ibeju Lekki, such as Beachwood, Mayfair Gardens, Meridian Park, and all of that, many of the properties in those estates are being put out for corporate rent. And guess who the clients are? The expatriates who work within that Dangote refinery and Lekki Free Zone access. They are the one paying for this property. So you can as well use your apartment for corporate rent. And like I said, while you are enjoying this rental income, the value of your property is appreciating. So you don't have to say, okay, if I buy this property, how many years will it take me for me to recoup my money? The good thing about real estate is that it gives you a lot of options, but you have to be patient. Every real estate investor needs to understand that the best of real estate is got on the long run. So you have to be patient with the process so that you don't make mistakes. Real estate will always pay you back, because there are only but few investments that gives you a lot of options. Because you can wake up tomorrow and you decide to sell those bungalows. But either way, you can be rest assured of premium returns for your investment. Well, I strongly believe that with the information you've got in this video so far, at least you now know what to expect should you buy Lekki Avana Bungalows and Resorts and you want to put it out for rent. You now have an idea of the rental value of that location. Having said it, let me say big congratulations to all the happy clients who have bought into Lekki Avana Bungalows so far, and to inform that sales has closed in the phase 1. However, we have the phase 2 that is coming, but we have very limited space. And so if you wish to own some units, this could be a better time to reach out now and make your reservation. All you need to begin is to call now or send a WhatsApp message to the number that is shown on your screen right now. Thank you for watching, and bye for now, as I expect your call.